Hi everyone, it's Trevor, and today I am joined with VACAYA's CEO, the one and only Randle Roper.
Good morning.
Hi Randle, how are you doing?
I'm doing deep today.
Oh yeah, you're doing deep. We're going deep.
Honestly, because we had our big party last night on the 2026 Caribbean cruise, and I was out there singing and dancing, and it was a
party.
It was a party, and that was after the 80s party. So we and that was after Mardi Gras. My God, Trevor.
The party never stops with VACAYA.
The party never stops.
And I think to keep that going, we kind of wanted to talk about something very important today. And right now we're in a very heightened climate, and it feels like more than ever it's important to start having some really deep conversations about what our community can do to make sure that businesses like VACAYA stay in business.
Yeah, and listen, someone, a guest said to me the other day that it feels like in the Harry Potter books, right? When Voldemort finally gets human form, the Death Eaters are all there, the Dementors are surrounding us. And it feels a little bit like that for our community, that we're getting punched high, low, left, right, from the government, from the current administration, from each other sometimes. And it's really, that's what I hope we can talk about today, is just how do we support each other in these times, right?
Yeah.
Because they are dark times. And if we want to have any chance of surviving, we have to bond together. Right?
Yes.
We have to be Harry, Hermione, and Ron in fighting the evil, because if we break apart, there's really no chance that we survive. And that's what they want, right? They want us infighting. They want us punching each other, right? Then they don't have to, right?
Yeah,
It's a master scheme, a master plan, but we've got to fight the darkness.
And are you noticing, are there any ways that our guests or people who might eventually travel with us, what they can do in this moment?
Yeah, it starts with being kind to each other. And that's the hard part for a lot of people, because we're being sort of amped up by the other side. We're being caused to, like, that anger, they're trying to foment it, right? So we've got to fight the anger, and we fight that anger through kindness to each other, through just making happier and more joyous choices in our life, whether that's in social media, which is a big piece
which we need to
of
talk
this,
about,
right? Or just in everyday life, whether you're on VACAYA trip or just out there living your life, right?
Yes.
As an LGBTQ person.
I always say, like, when you leave the house, the goal is to at least give one stranger a compliment. And if
I
you
love
can
that.
do that, then I feel like you're going to leave the world
What's your
better
best
every day.
compliment that you give?
Wow, you would make a beautiful bottom.
Wow. Okay.
No, it's always in the eyes for me. So as soon as you can see that someone has kind eyes, I think it's important to acknowledge that.
Kind eyes. I don't know that there's any more attractive feature on a person than kind eyes.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about sapiosexuality. We talk about all of these things. But at the end of the day, if those eyes are kind, you've won my heart.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter the relationship status we're going for, whether it's in friends or
Yes.
sleeping together. It's the kind eyes.
Yes.
That's
And
it.
what's great is I feel like on VACAYA, it's overwhelming how much you experience that kindness. What's difficult is that, at least on the internet, in social media, that's hard to translate. And I think that's why on our socials, on the internet in general, whether it's news articles that need to elicit some sort of anger or fear, we lose that.
Yeah.
And so what would you say is the best practice for our guests to move forward with our Facebook groups, our Instagram?
Yeah. Well, there's a reason why VACAYA is starting to migrate away from Facebook in a massive way, and not just Facebook, but all of the Meta products. There is a great documentary called The Social Dilemma on Netflix. I encourage everyone to watch it, because it shows how the Elon Musks and the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world are literally, they're heightening the anger. I mean, I don't want to put all of the blame on them, but I mean, it's a
Put the majority on
it's
it.
a
Come on.
heavy portion. And when you watch a documentary like The Social Dilemma, you really see how nasty this is. They take the tiniest little bit of anger, and they just amplify it in a way. The algorithms read it, and people start to like it, or angry face it, and then all of a sudden it just starts to grow out of control.
It's
right?
There's a reason why social apps are designed like slot machines, and it's to elicit that sense of, wow, I found that jackpot of information or exactly what I've been looking for, and then you keep going. and then you get down the rabbit
and
hole.
I'm struggling. I always try to look at the psychology of every situation because I want to elicit joy and happiness in people. That is our job as VT members.
I always say
right?
my kink is joy.
But the reality is that one negative comment in social media can literally spiral and really drown out every bit of positivity and happiness and joy. And it is really something you have to fight against. Like Voldemort, you have to make a choice to fight it.
Yeah, and to do it together.
That's right. Well, you can't do it alone, right?
Yes.
The positive stuff has to outweigh the negative, because if that negative avalanche starts to, Facebook lights up, Instagram lights up, people love it. They love to get into the scrum. And the reality is, if we don't fight against that urge, we are doomed.
Yes.
Because all of a sudden, everything seems negative, even though 99.999% is positive.
Yeah.
You get this tiny little fraction of negativity that just spirals. And it's really disheartening. I had a great conversation in Madrid. VACAYA presented at FITUR, which is this travel expo where every single nation on earth, every travel company is there. And it was really great conversations. And, it was really tough to listen to outsiders outside of America talk about America and American companies. It's the first time where I felt like we are genuinely disliked out there. And I've lived overseas, and I felt that at other times, but this was a slap in the face moment of like, we've got to do something different. And it started with, Randle, we love you, we love VACAYA, but we're not going to travel to America or with American companies for the time being. As soon as the current administration is off the charts, off the map, off whatever, gone, then we'll be back, right? But you're gonna just have to fight it out until then. And I made the argument as an LGBTQ plus company that we have to stick together no matter the borders, because if we don't, we all go under, and
collapses.
it collapses in itself. So that registered, and I feel like we were heard and seen in those moments. But it's like, if we take that level of like, hey, I'm not doing this, and then you layer in the social media negativity, it all just spirals into such a negative place that who would want to do that, right? But then you get on board, and you feel the love, you feel the joy.
It becomes that safe haven.
It's
That's
the
the goal.
safe haven. That's
and we can't
right.
lose that.
We cannot lose it. But we run the risk of losing it if we don't support each other through these troubled times.
And so what are some ways, I know that VACAYA, we have this Reach Out initiative, and we've done incredible work internationally. On this trip specifically, we are working with the Stonewall
Museum, Archive, and Library. And we had the great fortune of touring the facility the day before the cruise started. And I got to tell you, it lit a fire in me, because the general manager of the museum basically said, these efforts to erase us, they're so lame. Like pulling up sidewalks and crosswalks and taking down flags. Like, in the history of LGBTQ activism, this is about as lame as it gets. It has no consequence at all. Yeah, those crosswalks are pretty, and yes, it's great to see the pride flag, but they almost mean nothing. At the end of the day, it's the knowledge and the history of where we've been and where we've gone. That's what's important. If you know that history, they can't erase us. They're going to try, of course, right? But it's really back to what we said before. It's really just to rile us up and distract us from the bigger picture, right? So it's just, I encourage all of our community members, don't get distracted by that stuff. It's inconsequential now. Those things will come back, right? They'll all come back. But right now, the fight is much larger than that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for taking the
gosh.
time. It's time to let you enjoy. We're on a private island as part of our last port of call on this cruise. And you've done an incredible job this week. The whole team has done an incredible job. And I know that the guests feel it. And thank you for creating this safe space. And we have to continue doing that. So if you would like to support any LGBTQ business, please do your research, donate, and of course, visit VACAYA.com.
And stay positive and kind on social media, really. Really, because otherwise you're feeding the beast.
So I wanted to ask, do you have any advice for our guests when they're actually on a trip?
Well, yes. The great thing about VACAYA is that it's happening all around you, live and in person, right? So it's one of those things where I don't understand, and this is back to psychology. I don't understand why you would post about a moment of displeasure on board.
Yes.
Like, come talk to us, talk to you, talk to me.
Yes.
I am literally everywhere
promise
on a
we
ship
wanna
and a
talk
resort.
to you. It's
And
my
we
favorite
want to
thing
be
to
able to
do.
fix it in the moment. We are not, trust me, we are not sitting on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll get a text or a ding from an entertainer or a team member that says, "Hey, have you seen this post?" And I'm like, no,
Right,
because
'cause you're staying off
we're
of-
literally here live and in person,
Yeah.
having a great experience. But okay, so someone posts about something, all right, but you could have just as easily gone to any one of us. We're about
Yes.
40 people on board and talked to us face to face, and we could usually solve the issue right there, right? But
Yes.
instead, back to algorithms. The Facebook algorithm picks that up as like, oh, unhappiness is here.
Yes.
Let's amplify that unhappiness, and it just again feeds the beast.
Yeah.
So the real hashtag here is don't feed the beast.
Love that. Feed me instead.
Yeah.